I don't have tea, but I do have coffee. So let's talk about the tea that's been going on with Disney Dreamlight Valley. But first, hey everyone. If you haven't followed me yet, I talk about Disney Dreamlight Valley a lot of cozy gaming. I stream this game a lot on Twitch and TikTok, so follow me over there to join the conversation live. But let's get started. Is Disney Dreamlight Valley being greedy? I think that's the main question that a lot of people are asking. To discuss about the exciting things that are going to come with the expansion, I think it's first important to discuss what we thought was going to be happening with this game and what's happening now and why people were upset by this announcement. When the Disney Dreamlight Valley first launched early access, they advertised this game as something that was going to be free to play later in 2023, and I think as time went on, a lot of people started to feel like maybe it was never going to become free to play, but I always thought it was going to be free to play, and I told a lot of people that it was going to be free to play eventually. So I'm sorry to whoever I told it was free to play. I was wrong. And a lot of us were wrong. Early access allowed us to gain access to the game early to play it. We got exclusive items through buying the game, and we also got Star Path items. So there was a lot that early access players got that you would have missed out on if you were going to wait for it to be free to play. Where most people have the issue is not with the game being paid, but the lack of communication to their decision to make it free to play. It was quite sudden. They also made the decision to not just tell us that the game was no longer going to be free to play. They told us it was going to be it was no longer going to be free to play. They showed us all the paid options, and I think it just threw people off. Like, they put too much in one announcement, and people were upset by that, understandably. So why is the game no longer going to free to play? Is it good? Is it bad? I think there's a lot of opinions on this. They gave us a vague reasoning of why it was going to be free to play. They told us it was so that they could continue to add free updates into the game and that the content in the game could be high quality, and essentially so they could keep adding free things, keep making the game better and more enjoyable for people, and so that there wasn't riddled with microtransactions. Like a lot of people, I was a little thrown off by this decision at first because I just kept saying, I just, in my head, it was going to be a free game. However, I do think it could be a good thing. In Disney Dreamlight Valley's showcase, I think they put a lot of my worries at ease. They did a good job at showcasing things that I think we needed to see, especially people that were a little hesitant after their decision. They gave us a sneak peek of a lot of the free characters we'll be getting, so we know we'll be getting Jack Skellington. They gave us a hint to Daisy. They gave us a hint to Milan, and Tiana. So we have a lot of characters. Oh, and Monsters, Inc. So there's still a lot of characters, and that is in the first 6 months of 2024. So it looks like the updates are going to be in a similar cadence to how they've been in early access. So every couple months we'll get a new character, we'll get a new Star Path. We'll get a new character, we'll get a new Star Path. And if you're happy with how that's going now, then don't even worry about the expansion. If you're totally fine with getting the free update and getting the Star Pass, staying in one valley, I mean, it's still a really fun game without getting an expansion, or you could wait to get the expansion until you save up money for it, or it's not going to go anywhere, so there's no rush to get the expansion. No free-to-play will likely prevent excessive microtransactions in the game, paying for everything, which would probably ruin the game for a lot of people. Free-to-play games can be a hard balance, so if they think that they were going to have to put an excessive amount of microtransactions in the game to make it possible to be free, I think it's worth it that it's going to be paid, especially if the expansions are only every 6 months to every once a year. They're not doing excessive amount of expansions. I think it could thrive. And I've also seen a lot of people say, but the premium shop has microtransactions. And yes, the premium shop in the game is technically an in-game microtransaction, and especially before they added Dream Snaps, this was so expensive. You definitely would have to buy Moonstones with real money to be able to get anything in the premium shop, but then they added Dream Snaps, and I think a lot of people who haven't been playing the game as much, or maybe haven't really done Dream Snaps yet don't realize how easy it is to get moonstones now. Like, it's really, you don't have to spend money on moonstones for the premium shop. Had they have left the premium shop as it was, I think it would be asking for too much from the players. However, adding that Dream Snap challenge, where at a minimum you earn 300 moonstones a week. Like, that's if you just, like, participate, you vote, you don't put a lot of effort in, minimum 300. You can easily earn the moonstones and save them for things that show up in the store. Also, the store isn't like a one-time then done thing. Things repeat. So if you can't get it the first time with your moonstones, you can save up and get it eventually. So honestly, I don't think the premium shop's that much of a problem anymore. I think it's kind of a fun extra goal in the game. And I don't mind it anymore. If they didn't add moonstones or like other ways to get moonstones, I think it would have been way too expensive and a very expensive microtransaction. However, I think overall they pretty much fixed that, and I don't mind the premium shop anymore. And now let's talk about the paid expansion. Is it worth it? Was it greedy for them to do expansions? They've kind of chosen that like Sims route where they have the base game and then they'll continue to add expansions, maybe more biomes in the future, who knows. This first one costs $30 for a new island, characters, tools, quests, and materials, who knows what else. There's a lot of stuff coming in this expansion pack. If you play the game a lot, the price is definitely worth paying. I currently have over 1,000 hours in my base valley. That's a lot of time I've spent playing, and I only bought the base Founders Pack edition. I didn't buy like the ultimate, so I paid $30, have played over 1,000 hours, and I've maybe spent like a little bit in moonstones, but not a lot. I think that's completely worth it. If I even put a fraction of that time into the new valley or island or whatever you want to call it, I think it's completely worth it. But at the end of the day, you don't have to pay for this expansion, or you can wait. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. There's no rush to get it. You can wait for the time when it's more convenient for you, or like when you get bored in your current valley. With the free updates promised every couple months, if you're happy with that now, I don't think you'll be missing much by not getting the expansion or getting it eventually. You don't need to immediately get it. I understand why this is upsetting news for a lot of people, and I agree that announcing this in a different way could have helped alleviate a lot of the anger and confusion that was caused by their post. However, I do think this will be a positive thing long term for the game, and I am excited to see how all this plays out. At the end of the day, we're just going to have to see how it goes. We can only assume so much until they actually add these updates and like we can see how it works in game. Let me know what you guys think below, if you are excited for the expansion, if you were concerned and now you're feeling a little bit better about it after the showcase, because that's kind of how I feel. And come join us on Twitch and talk about it live, because we stream this game all the time. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.